Welcome back. Now, the Nigerian government says it has effectively met the December 31st deadline to defeat Boko Haram. As a matter of fact, Minister for Information Lai Mohammed some time ago held a press conference where he said that deadline had effectively been met. And he said this after visiting some communities in the northeast of the country. I'm talking about Borno State, to be specific. Now, after visiting those communities, he came out to say the military has effectively met that deadline. But despite the claim by the government, Boko Haram continues to terrorize parts of the country. I'm talking about the northeast of the country, to be precise. The sect still continues to carry out bomb attacks and their occasional attacks on communities and villages, even though it does not control any territory as we speak. Now, recently, I sat down one-on-one with the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, and just to talk about this issue and, of course, some other issues affecting the economy. The deadline set by this government, giving to the military to defeat Boko Haram, that deadline would expire very shortly. You were on record to have said that that deadline has largely been met. Can you explain what you meant when you said the deadline had largely been met?
Well, what I meant was that if you look at where we were a couple of months ago, where the Boko Haram insurgents controlled swaths of territories, where they hosted their flags, where in a state like Borno State, out of 27 local governments, they were in control of 20, and they were in control of 6 local governments in Yobe and 4 in Adamawa State, to a situation today, 30th of December, where they are operating only from 1 or 2 local governments. I think that in itself speaks volumes about whether or not the military has met the deadline or not. Because what the president meant by the deadline was to give a marching order to the military to recover and retake and repossess Nigerian territory in the hands of Boko Haram. And this they have achieved to a large extent.
We continue to have suicide bombings in the northeast especially. Just a few days ago, we had one, and the military reporting that on Sunday, Boko Haram sent in about 14 suicide bombers. Of course, a lot of people were killed. We had an attack in Adamawa State, altogether close to 100 persons killed. And people hear you say that, you know, the military has largely met its deadline. Nigerians will find it difficult to reconcile, you know, what you have said with what is actually happening.
You see, that is if they did not read comprehensively my statement. I said meeting the deadline does not mean the end of suicide bombers or the end of attacks on soft targets. Make that clear, because it's not a regular war. And when an insurgency like Boko Haram is on its way out, they want to inflict as much damage as possible. But what is clear is that Boko Haram has been decimated. Their capacity to launch any attack has been reduced. They've been reduced to cowardly attacks on soft targets. And there's nowhere in the world that you can have 100% protection or security against soft targets. But even this will taper off. What we witnessed in the last couple of days, we expected it, because we knew that Boko Haram, defeated, dispersed, demoralized, would want to prove a point to the world that they are still relevant, that they are still actually there. But the truth of the matter is that these cowardly attacks does not take away from the fact that the Boko Haram has been decimated completely. They have not in the type of army that not only inflicted, such damage, but occupied and held territories like they did before. Boko Haram is a shadow of its old self.
There are millions of IDPs in the northeast of the country. When exactly are they going to start returning homes, since most of these territories have been liberated?
Anybody who has visited the liberated areas will probably understand better why they are in camps. The sheer scale of destruction and damage done is such that won't enable them to return immediately. I have visited about 3 of the liberated towns, Kaure, Kondogwa, and Bama. And the scale of destruction in these 3 cities, these 2 settlements in particular, is unimaginable. There are over 6,000 buildings in Bama alone. Not one escaped destruction or damage. So it will take time for the reconstruction.
This reconstruction, is it going to be done by government?
Oh, it's already started. As a matter of fact, in Kondogwa, where we stayed, we've seen that the local government headquarters, the markets, the hospitals, the schools are already been rebuilt. And the state government, as of the time we left, had made almost 1 million cement blocks. And these they're offering free to victims of Boko Haram who want to commence, their own, reconstruction. But the government also assured us that on February 2nd, if I remember, they are going to launch the reconstruction again. I think 2,000 houses that they want to rebuild in Bama.
2015 has been a very difficult year. You look at 2016, what would you be telling people? What would you be telling Nigerians? And what would you be telling the international community? You want to bring in investors back. What exactly would you be saying to them?
I think the confidence of the international community in Nigeria has strengthened. One, because they've seen the integrity and the purposefulness of this government, especially through our budget. This is a budget which has met international expectations, in the sense that even though we might be borrowing to balance this budget, we're not borrowing for the current expenditure, we're borrowing against specific projects. This government is also determined to wean itself from the addiction to oil, and we're looking into other areas of such as agriculture and manufacturing to ensure that even if the price of oil plummets more, we'll still be able to have the growth in our economy. Yes, 2015 has been very tough. We've suffered a crash from about $100 a barrel to under $40 a barrel, and there's been a very slow growth globally. But against this, we have a very lean and efficient government that is also determined to block leakages, eliminate wastage, and the programs and policies we have introduced, such as the Treasury single account, and the fact that we are going to police government parastatals better, and we'll make sure that they declare their surplus and pay them into the TSC. I think these are things that would balance some of the downside of the economy.
So Nigerians should be looking to exiting the current austerity in the country in 2016.
Well, our intention is to spend out of it, and that's why we have created this stimulus in our budget.
Thank you very much. Well, that's Lai Mohammed, Nigeria's Minister of Information and Culture. Well, that's it on the program. If you want to watch it again, it's simple. All you just need to do is go to our website, tv360nigeria.com. You'll find the program and lots more there. You can also watch us on YouTube by subscribing to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/TV360 Nigeria. Do subscribe and get latest videos and updates. And you can follow us on Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria, or just like us on Facebook. The address is facebook.com/TV360 Online. You can also follow us on Twitter. Our handle is at TV360 Online. Thank you very much for watching, and all the best this new year.